had definitely, and Amy had definitely made posts on social media and made sales, but like this is now a system that's duplicatable that is creating serious income. I mean, there is a girl on his team that followed David's lead named Susan Cox, and Susan probably has made at this point about 10,000 cash her part in the last 2 weeks, not to include the pay plan. Plus she's tile advanced like 5 times. So David, I'm turning it over to you the rest of the way. It's all you and your team.
All right. Thanks, Todd. So first of all, thank everybody for letting me speak. What an honor to be on the call and share this information, which one of the things I love about this company, we have a culture of helping each other. It doesn't matter if we're up line, down line, cross line. It doesn't matter. We're all partners and we help each other. So with that said, I saw what was going on. I've been with the company 3.5 years, and I saw these girls come in from the Panama City area and just explode their businesses. But I also saw what Todd said, that there was no training on what was happening. So I took it upon myself. I said, I need this in my business. That's all I knew. I need some of this in my business. I need that volume that's being produced. And luckily I have Kim Gray as an upline, and we talk every day. And so I'm in Kim's ear and I'm picking any nugget I can get from Kim to find out what's going on. And so I noticed the way she was telling me, go look at this girl's page, go look at Robin's page, go look at Misty's page, go look at Ashley's page. So I did that. I stalked these girls and I noticed that they were marketing. And so I wanted my team to do this. And an image came to my mind because I was trying to figure out how can I train them on what these girls are doing. And there's an image that I saw where a leader reaching down to pull his team up or her team up. And I thought, you know what, if you want your people to do this, first, you need to do it and prove it works. And I thought, well, like Todd said, if a 52-year-old male that's just come out of triple bypass can do it, then there's no excuse for anybody else. You should be able to do it. So I started researching, and it worked. When I started posting, it worked. People started reaching out to me, wanting information. And so I started replying, and my replies got better and better as I went through this. And, my success rate increased. So as soon as I started flipping packs, I started teaching my team what to do because I wanted to see if this was duplicatable. And so one of the first things I noticed, everybody, didn't matter how long they had been in the company, everybody was asking me the same question, whether they'd been in 3 years or 2 days, it did not matter. They were asking me, what do I post? What do I say? How do I respond? And I was getting just bombarded with messages, with people trying to get me to help them answer. So I created a system to where all they had to do was copy and paste what I had been telling people. And then I put us all in a group so I could share it with everybody. And so,
hey, David, let me pause you 1 second. Hey, if you're with David today, Kim Gray, I need y'all to turn your cameras on. I can't get you up to your cameras are on. I'm sorry, David, keep going.
That's all right. So that's what we did. We created a group on Messenger. We call it social media marketing strategies or something like that. And that's all that's allowed to be posted in that group is marketing strategies. And the only people that are allowed to post in that group are people that are flipping 10 packs of boxes or more, because I don't want to train anybody on anything that isn't proven. So that was number one. We set that guideline. And so I did notice that the girls that were posting, they really weren't sharing anything from anyone else's page. So I did the same thing. I would screenshot their posts and I would crop it and I would make it look like my own post. Like maybe somebody was messaging me or I knew the person personally. And so that was one of the keys, because we did notice that if you shared something from somebody else's page, you didn't get the same engagement as if it looked like it was your own post. So this created a lot more volume than we were used to. I mean, the numbers just have started skyrocketing. And with that, it created momentum and excitement. And one of the things I noticed as I went through this, if you jump on these Zooms or you go to trainings or conferences, you learn things, you pick out nuggets. And one of the things I learned from Coach Palmer a couple of years ago, and I don't even know if he remembers saying it, but one of the things that he said made him so successful with Limu is he was able to tell people, If you join me, I can have your investment back within 30 days before your credit card ever hits. And I've thought about that over and over. I'm like, man, how can I do that? Well, with this system, we can do that. And as I went through it, I figured out, I was like, you know what? I can show people how they can come in and make money when they come in. So like I had a girl join me yesterday, day one, when she joined, the minute she joined, she made a $240 profit. Now that builds excitement within your team. When you get new brand partners coming in and getting paid on day one, you nothing compares to that. That's incredible. So with that said, I'm going to go to my upline. I want Kim to talk briefly about the excitement she has seen from what our team is doing. So Kim, can you unmute?
Yeah, and Anthony, she's not in position to turn her camera on, so we're just going to have to hear her.
Yes. David and Susan had me, they have me in a private text group. And the week that we were in Mexico, my phone kept blowing up. They were so excited, and I was excited for them. They were saying, I sold this one, I sold this one, I sold 3, I sold 2. It was back and forth. The excitement between those two, David and Susan Cox, was unbelievable. And that is still going on to this day. Me and David and Susan is still in that private text message. And now we've added another lady to another group. She's not in that particular group, but the excitement back and forth. And I am so proud of them. You know, I've always been called the Avon lady, and it didn't bother me from day one. It never bothered me. But guess what? We're all glad to be called Avon lady now, because I knew it back then. I know it now. It's easy to sell out of your hand when you've got the product that you can hand to the person right then. And so I'm excited for them. Every day is an adventure back and forth. And I'm like I said, I'm excited for them, and they're doing a great job. I'm proud of y'all.
So thanks, Kim. So one of the things that was key, I felt like, is the duplication process. You know, how easy would it be for the next brand partner, even the newest brand partner, to do what we're doing? And so I started sharing this with people that had been in the business for a while. And one of the first ones I shared this with was my cousin and his wife down in Yulee, Florida, Brittany. So Brittany, if you can unmute, just come on and talk just briefly about how simple the process was for you to start selling drops, and how much easier that was versus trying to just sign up a partner.
Hey everyone. So I had a lot of success doing this. Before doing this, I had a hard time promoting or selling the drops, but since
Let's
doing this,
quantify that.
everyone wants to see.
Quantify that,
real
Brittany. You had a hard
testimonies.
time for a couple of years, like until this system arrived. Like this flipped your whole business on a dime.
Yes. And everyone likes to see the real testimonies. They want to see real results. And I get a lot more interest, and everyone's reaching out. What about these drops? And they like to see the real testimonies.
Right. That's the same thing we were getting up here. And so the next step, like I taught Brittany how to do it, and I taught Susan how to do it. So the next thing is I wanted to see if my brand partners that I had taught could teach. So I went to Susan. I said, Susan, we need to get some people in your organization doing the same thing. Who do you know that is motivated and can do this? And you feel like, you know, we'll run with it. And she said, Tracy Reeves. I think she'll be, you know, she'll want to listen and take advantage of this. So I had Susan teach Tracy. So now we're really getting into depth of duplication. So Tracy, if you'll come on real quick and kind of share how Susan got you started and what you've seen.
Okay. Going to the meetings that we have up here in Andalusia on Thursdays, you know, talking about sharing pictures before, because I'm not a big person, but I am on the drops, losing a little bit of weight for my running. So people look at me and they see me and they're like, oh, you run all the time, you're in shape, you know, blah, blah. I've had a hard group of friends and family to crack. So I was like, I was trying, I was posting, I really wasn't getting a response. So around Father's Day weekend, I was like, I don't like lying to people, fibbing, but just Facebook. So I go out there and I'm typing, I'm not getting the responses I want. I just went ahead and started like, hey, I'm doing an order. I've got 1 or 2 boxes left on this order. If you want to give these a try, message me, let me know. And I've steadily, it hadn't been like Susan yet, but I'm steadily getting people responding to me now, messaging me. I've been messaging a friend on Messenger today. She's wanting the drop. She's wanting the MOA. I'm just trying to get her as a brand partner, but I think she wants to try everything for about 30 days. So I just went out, even though I didn't even have an order, I said I had an order. And, I made the point of like, if you want in, you better get in. Otherwise, you ain't going to get in on this order. And they started biting. So, and
So
everybody's had good results with the product. So that's the plus. So that's why I'm hoping I'm getting a little bit more traction now.
So David, just so you'll know, the group in Pensacola, we trained on this off of yours and Susan's Facebook, and we were laughing because David's made this picture of 4 boxes of drops with an X through 3 of them, saying 1 left. And we were looking, and y'all were posting that every other day. But you got to stick with what's working.
Okay, so people are wanting to know specifics. So I'm going to screen share, and hopefully my tablet won't freeze up. So I have a presentation that shows exactly what we're doing. So this is the part you'll really want to pay attention to if you're wanting to duplicate this. So y'all bear with me while I screen share and try to get this going. It's going to take just a few seconds. Start broadcast. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Come on. There we go. Okay, can y'all see my screen now?
Perfect, David.
Okay, so obviously the name of our company is Partner Co. And, we partner together and help network and build teams to live a life that most will not live. But no matter what we talk about through this presentation, I'm going to make it real simple right here. Remember, what we are looking for is a single customer. Don't worry about, somebody joining your business up front. Don't worry about big packs, multiple products. We sell one product. We made it simple. And I learned this from Robin and them. I didn't come up with it. I learned them what they were doing to sell. And then we take that customer and we get them interested.
David, let me pause you real quick, because this was the single biggest hurdle for me that broke every rule I've had in the industry for 20 years. And the ones that are still not having success are not breaking this rule yet. And that is, when you make a post online about a box of drops, when you get a hit, we are not selling a business. You are selling a box of drops, and you're going to collect money on it that day. There's a huge difference between those 2 responses. And it is something that I had to really deprogram and understand, like, what's creating this viral sell. And it's because of the simplicity of a single product and no intertwining business in when you're trying to sell a box of weight loss drops. That's not what you're selling. So you can't bring that up. So sorry, David, but it's really, really important what you just said.
Right. So, it's easier for me to sell a box of drops than it is a $300 to $400 pack of products. And people want what the drops offer. So no matter what we talk about, we just remember, we're looking for a customer. That's what we're looking for. We get that customer interested in our company, what it offers, and then we teach them to do the same thing. It's that simple. And so what we call this is customer to brand partner duplication. And that's what drives this business. That's the secret behind it. So with that said, how do you get your customer? I mean, we are just bombarded daily with advertisements, and there's so many ways to get customers. So what I thought about when I was trying to figure out how to market and how often to market, the one guy that came to my mind is the My Pillow guy. I mean, everybody knows this guy. He's on the TV every time you turn it on, talking about his pillow. Well, I can go to Walmart and get a pillow, but I want his pillow because he's so excited about it. And he's in my TV or radio every time I turn it on. So I thought about that and I said, I need to be the My Pillow guy. So no matter how I market, I need to have the enthusiasm and get it in front of my customer as many times as I can. So I knew, okay, I need to introduce them to my product. And notice I didn't, that's singular, it's not plural. I have one product now that I'm selling. And so with that, I knew that social media was the way to go. That was obvious. And I had seen how the girls were advertising down, the girls down in Panama City. So I Googled Facebook. That's what I use, is Facebook. And I wanted to know, what are the peak times to advertise on social media? When is it the busiest? And it told me those times were 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon through the week. And there was a huge drop off on the weekend. So that's when I would make my post. I would just copy it, paste it, post it. That's all I would do. And I did it for about a week before I even hit anybody up to buy anything. I just wanted them to see my product. Okay. And I want to do it with excitement. So I showed these exciting stories. And I love, Todd says this all the time, dogs don't chase parked cars. And that stuck to my mind. I was like, we have got to be excited. If I tell somebody, yeah, me and Amy are doing some drops, they kind of work if we can remember to do them. We've lost some weight, gained it back, lost some more. You want to try it? Well, they're probably not going to try it. But if I'm talking to somebody and they express, needing to be healthier, lose weight, I'm like, oh my God, you have got to do what me and Amy are doing. We started these drops. It's so easy. You just put them under your tongue. She's lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? The easiest thing we've ever done. I promise
David,
you they're going to ask for information.
I'm going to use this as an example because it literally just happened. So Tracy, who's brand new here, she runs marathons. She's very fit, but in her mind, when she speaks, she's still using that as a detriment, not an asset. And that is where these girls flipped everything. Most of these girls did not need to lose a lot of weight. They're all already look like most women would like to look. So they use that to their benefit, not a detriment. And they spoke it into existence in an extremely positive way. So what David just said, the way you frame what you say is always going to dictate your sales. And that's, believe it or not, that's the easiest thing to fix if you'll just mentally let yourself be positive about everything and find the good in every situation instead of the negative, because both always exist while we're here on this earth. Find the good, find the positive, highlight it only. If you're analytical, you don't have to share everything every time. Share the good. That's what people are looking for. So sorry, David, but that right there, because I get this like 15 times a day now, and I don't have time to talk to everybody individually on this subject, but your attitude, even on social media, makes all the difference. The framing of your words, the FOMO. So back to you, David.
So yeah, and a good example of that is Brittany, who y'all just heard from. When 3 years ago, when her and my cousin Sean, when they joined us, Sean had told me he needed to lose weight. So I was telling him all about the products and what they do. I mean, I was in depth with the science. And he tells me, he says, hold on, Brittany has to hear this. Hold on a second. So I was ready. I knew I had to explain to Brittany everything again. Well, when Sean gets on, he says, Brittany, you got to hear the excitement in David's voice. He didn't ask me to talk about products. He just wanted her to hear the excitement. That's what sold him. So 100%, you've got to have that excitement when you're talking to people. So then what do? Well, you just share what you're doing. And there's many ways you can do it. You can do the launch parties that people are doing. You can do living room meetings. You can do Zooms. You can do weekly meetings. You can do it on your phone over social media. There's tons of ways to share what you're doing, but always do it with enthusiasm and excitement. Even if you're texting something, build that into your message. Make it exciting. And it definitely helps. If you're a product of your product, it helps. Kim lost 92 pounds and has built a huge business off of 92 pounds weight loss. My wife, Amy's on the right. She's lost over 50 pounds and a bunch of inches. But myself, I'm just like Tracy. I didn't have the weight to lose. So instead of having an excuse, I used that to my benefit, and I borrowed other people's stories and said, look, this is what these ladies are doing, and I'm a part of it and helping them. Let me help you. And so that's how I market it personally, because I did not have that personal story. But if you do have that story, then people tend to build that belief in you quicker when they see you and your results. So how do you show your product to your customer? Well, you have to show them how it can benefit them. And so this is example of exactly what I did. I did not know Lena. I didn't know how to say her name, bless her heart. But I saw this post somewhere and I did not share it from that person's page. I went and screenshotted it. I cropped the picture. I copied the post and then put it to my page like it was somebody I knew. And all I knew was she was successful with the drops in her weight loss. The one on the right, I love getting these messages. Getting texts like this every day is awesome. This was not my text. This was not sent to me. I screenshotted this and I made it look like it was, okay? But notice what I did not do. I did not ask anyone to purchase anything, join a company, or talk to me. All I wanted them to do was see my product. And I did this for about 3 days to a week, twice a day, religiously. I wanted my product in front of the people. I wanted to be my pillow guy. That's what I wanted. Okay. So after I had this going for about a week and I noticed the same people were starting to like my posts, I knew people were watching and I was getting more engagement from people either liking, loving, or commenting. And when they would comment, I would go under and reply to everybody because the more comments you have, the more algorithms it puts it in. And I understood that up front. So I wanted to build those algorithms. So I did this for a week and it's going to take, if you're not doing this in your area, it's going to take 3 to 5 days just to get this out there in front of people. Because I hear that over and over. People start posting and they say, nobody's reaching out to me. And I tell my brand partners, even Susan said that. She's like, nobody's buying from me. I said, Susan, just keep posting. Trust me. In a day, it flipped. And the next thing you knew, she sold 140 boxes or something. It's just crazy.
In a week.
Once it happens, it takes off. So you just have to keep posting. So at some point, you have to have a call to action. Okay. So my first call to action was the one on my left as I looked at the 7 pounds gone post. They didn't have the update first in there. It just had the first post. It says, look at the inches already gone. And I said, okay. I've had several people message me wanting a box of skinny drops. And that's true. I did. And I'm placing a bulk order this week. Half the order is already reserved. Who wants in on this order? I don't even remember if half the order was reserved. I might have only had 2 boxes sold. I don't know. But it created this picture that I was being busy selling boxes and they were in demand. And so people did start reaching out to me. And so the next thing I did is I wanted to create a sense of urgency. So like a couple of days later, I did the update. Look, I have 2 boxes left in this order. Placing Friday. Let me know if you want a box. That pack sold out within 15 minutes of me doing that. So the next post, the same sort of thing. Hey, if you've been want to try the hormone balancing drops, aka skinny drops, and didn't want to pay the upfront money, we're now offering afterpay. I wanted people to know that this was affordable for anyone. And then I did a call to action. Let me know if you want in on tomorrow's order. So here's the science or the math behind what we're doing to make money. When we buy a pack, we buy a 4-pack or a 10-pack. When I do a 4-pack, my profit is about $200 per pack. When I do a 10-pack, my profit is about $600 per 10-pack. Okay. And I'm averaging now at least a 10-pack a week. If I do that, that's $2,400 on top of anything else that happens. That's just from me. That's $2,400 into my bank account, my business is flowing up through brand partners.
Yeah, and this is not to include your paycheck from the company, David. This is your retail profit that did not exist in your world prior to this.
Right. So as you can see, we're starting to generate some serious money. I mean, Susan's made thousands of dollars, flipping these packs. She's flipping in a week. She's flipping 4 and 5 10-packs. It's just crazy how many she can sell. Tori, my daughter, I called her. I said, Tori, I need you to make a post about these skinny drops. And she's been with me for 3.5 years. She said, Dad, nobody ever listens to me. I said, Tori, trust me, this works. Post this post. And I sent it to her. That week, she sold 10 boxes in 3 days, made a $600 profit. Susan, 40 boxes, 3 days,
How old
2,400
is
products.
Tori, David? What is her age?
Tori is 27, 28 years old. So, and like me, didn't have any weight to lose, you know, and everybody thinks, well, I want to be first. I want to be first. It actually made it easier for Tori because Susan and I were already posting the testimonials. So people in our area were already seeing them. So when Tori posted just a call to action, she had hits within 15 minutes. She had sold 3 boxes because people were already seeing it and interested in the product.
And David, what are you selling your boxes at? What's the price?
I'm getting there. You're going to see that in just a few
Okay.
minutes, Anthony. All right. So, and here's the other one. This is my new brand partner that came in yesterday that came in with a profit of $240. When I explained this to her, it got her busy before she was ever a brand partner. It got her networking, which is one of the things I felt was key. And you'll see how we do that in just a second.
You can't overstate that. I mean, that's always held us back because we're a product-based company that makes a difference in people's lives. And every new person's always wanted to see if it worked for them before they sold it. And now that because of social media, the evidence is so overwhelming. If you use it to your advantage, they don't have to have their own testimonial anymore. They sell long before they get their own.
Right. And so with Lulu, she was in my pipeline. She had bought a box of drops. And so I have a system. I knew exactly when I was going to follow up, and I knew exactly when I was going to try to advance her to the next stage in the pipeline. But she made a social media post about how she was needing extra work to make $2,500. I messaged her. I said, Lulu, can I call you? She said, absolutely. And so I called her and I said, look, I said, I know you just started the drops today. I said, but we make serious money. And I have a brand partner that made $2,400 in 3 days with our company this week. And she says, tell me more. So I expedited her within our system because I knew she wanted to make money. And you see this was what she did right after I talked to her. She made this post. So it got her working and networking immediately, which is one of the things I love. Love it. So here's what my team does. So you may want to screenshot this so you can use it, type it, put it in your notes or whatever. But when someone asks for information on your posts, I used to give them way too much information because I'm just analytical and I want to know what makes the clock tick. And so I was telling them everything about them. And I've realized over time, you need to make it simple. And so this was, I cut it down and made it simple. And this was a deliberate response. I say, hey, Lulu, thanks for asking for info on the skinny drops. They go under your tongue 3 times a day, usually before each meal. They suppress your appetite and balance hormones. They also support proper thyroid levels. As a result, ladies typically lose about half a pound per day on our program. Now, if I'm talking to a man, I'll change that and say men typically lose about 3/4 pound a day on our program. And then I tell them it's all natural and plant-based homeopathic drops. My next statement is there for a reason. I have been buying them in bulk to save people money. The reason that's there is I want them to ask me how much. I do not let them know any price. I don't post it publicly until they ask me, because I want that conversation.
And this is, hey, back up just a second, Dave. This is one thing I'm going to highly suggest because I'm watching this unveil before my very eyes right now. Don't reinvent something that works. Like if you're somebody that's on this call that's selling crazy, you do what you do. But if you're on this call to learn how to make more money, don't reinvent this. This converted almost 400 boxes of drops in the last 30 to 45 days. I mean, this one works. Don't always try to one up the next person. You'll be amazed when you find something that works. If you'll just implement it, how much difference it can make in a Friday paycheck. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
All right. So when they ask for the price, this is what I send them. My team here locally agreed that this would be our price point. So wherever you are with your team, I suggest y'all decide on your price point and then just substitute the numbers. But I tell them, I buy them in bulk so I can get them for $140. They're usually $180. So I save people just over $40 on the purchase. I want to let them know if they shop with me, I'm saving them money. Otherwise, they can go just buy retail. Okay. Then I immediately move. I know they're interested in my product or we wouldn't be talking. So I immediately move into how they can pay me. I accept Cash App and Venmo for the 140. And then the next statement overcomes any price objection out there. I also offer Square, which allows 4 payments of $37.50. Let me know if you want to reserve a box because they go fast. And that last statement creates a sense of urgency.
Hey,
And
hey,
then,
David, Susan is with you and she's helping respond in the chat if you want to bring her in on any of this. I think she's got a moment now.
okay, Susan, I'll bring you in as soon as this is over, as soon as I get through with this part. So that's perfect. Now, if somebody does the math, $37.50 is 150, not 140, but that's because Square's fees are a little higher. So I charge that extra to the client or to the customer to cover Square's fees. So I still make my profit. And offering Square has increased, me and Susan talked about it. It's increased our business about 35 to 40% of sales. So that payment option is very, very powerful. Now, once someone has purchased the money, we collect all the money up front, every bit of it. We use their money to buy the pack and everything we have is profit. So we don't have overhead still. Other people's money is making us money. That's the system we wanted to create. When we get our drops in and we deliver them, we tell everybody this. Hey, since you have your drops, if you want to, you can participate in our 30-day skinny drop challenge. And they usually say, well, what's that? And I say, well, do your drops for 30 days, just like the book says. Don't cheat. It's only 30 days. And what will happen is you'll get your best results and people will notice. And when they notice, you get 3 people to purchase with you the next time and your box is free. Everybody we tell that to gets excited. They get a spark in their eyes. They'll say something like, oh, I have ladies at work that already said if it works for me, they're going to buy. I had one lady say, well, 3 people, that's not hard. I can do that. But that's the responses we're getting. So it already, when I hand them their drops, I get them in the thought process of looking for customers to join them. And they're not, I haven't talked about a business, a pay line, a power line, a up line, a down line, any of that stuff that sends people running for the hills. I just showed them how they can save $140 on their next purchase. And everybody loves that. Everybody. The next thing we do is we get our customer to become a testimony. So how do we do that? We follow up, and follow up. If somebody is not losing weight, we figure out why. And it's usually 100% what they're putting in their mouth. You have to do those follow-ups. If you don't, you're going to lose majority of your customers. The follow-up not only makes sure that they're becoming a product, a testimony of your product, but it also helps you build a relationship. And anything in sales is about the relationship 100% of the time. You have to build that relationship. So that's what we're doing. We're building a relationship and we're making sure they're successful. Once they're successful, this is how we start moving them and getting them interested in our company. I'll say, hey, congratulations on your skinny drops, on your success. If you want to reorder, I can show you how you can get the same discount I get, and it will save you 30% or more on your purchase. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Again, I have not talked to them about a business, and I have not talked to them about up lines, down lines, cross lines, pay lines, power lines, any of that stuff. It's all about a discount and saving money. Everybody we send this to has said, yes, tell me more. So the next thing we do when they say that is we send whatever video we like. This is by far my favorite. Ashley and Ashley knocked it out of the park with this video.
And David, there's 4 more going to be ready by Monday. Robin Perrone, Sherry Key, Sonia Barber, who all sold like 300 boxes each. They're all going to have videos too by Monday.
And one of the things I've learned from Brent Palmer, Fred Duff, and many other people in this, before I send this video, and our team does this too, we ask them, hey, if I send you a quick 5-minute video, when would you have time to watch it? And one lady told me, now, send it. So I send it right then. But if they tell me 5 o'clock, after work. I was like, okay, I'm gonna send it at 5:30, and then I'm gonna call you at 5:45, or make sure I have a way to get back up with them immediately after they watch this video so we can talk about it. And I feel like that's key because they're gonna be excited after they watch. And so once they watch, everybody we've shown this to, the videos to, have been excited and want to know how to get involved. And in that video, just so you know, that's the first time they're ever exposed to making money or the possibility of making money in our company. Up until then, it's just been discount, get your drops for free, something like that. But remember, they're already talking to people, or they should be, because of the system we have in place. They're already posting and sharing the results, and they're messaging us, and we're posting and sharing the results. So then we get on a call or a Zoom and we teach them this method. Hey, you can buy 3, or you can buy a 4-pack, you can sell 3, and you can get your pack for free. Or you can sell the 4th one and you can make a profit of $140 in our system. Your price point may be a little different, but this is how Lulu came in with the profit that she came in with yesterday. She sold her 4 boxes, and I'm also running a challenge with some people in our business, and she won the challenge. So they won $240 in her pocket from joining the company, and that's powerful. So going back to what we're doing, we are finding a customer. That's it. We're taking the customer through a system or through a pipeline. If you've ever watched Tim's sales training on pipeline and network marketing, you need to watch it. It's incredible. I've learned tons just on that video. But we're taking that customer, getting them interested in a discount and a company, and then teaching them how to do the same thing. And majority of the people, when you show them that they can make money, they don't say no to that. I mean, Susan, when she joined us, when she joined me and Amy, she says, I'm not interested in business. I just want to lose weight. And so now Susan's one of our top producers in our company. But it's not until after they join us and we start talking money as we introduce them in the 8 ways to earn, and the travel that we offer and all that. So that's how we started just exploding our business, how people are partnering with us. That's our system. It's working. I'm going to unshare my screen, and then maybe we can get Susan on here. Let's see, stop screen share. There we go. So Susan, is she still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So Susan, talk about how you did not want to do this business. You came in as just a customer, but how this system has just exploded your business.
Yeah, Ronnie and I, we did not want to do the business. I want to lose some weight, and he had plantar fasciitis, and he needed a little help with that. And we were just happy just doing the products ourselves. And then about 5 or 6 weeks later, I don't really know, Kim sent me a message. He's like, hey, you need to set up your bank account because you got money waiting on you. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, you got some money waiting on you. So I immediately went in and set up my banking account. And sure enough, the next Friday I had money deposited in my account. I still really didn't just jump on board selling. I talked to people and I enrolled a few people and got things going. But mine didn't really start until about 3 weeks ago. It really just jumped on. I sold it to a girl who had gastric sleeve surgery and done things, and she only needed to lose a few pounds. And she bought them from me on Tuesday, and on Friday morning she made a post. She had already lost like 5 pounds and was just, excited about it. And David called me and he said, Susan, your business is fixing to blow up. And I was in the dollar store, and usually you don't have service in these metal building dollar stores. And before I could get out of there and get home, I had 20 messages. Some of the people I knew, some of them I didn't. I had a 10-pack come in Thursday afternoon. I went to town and I had those 10 boxes delivered before 12 o'clock. They weren't all sold when I got them in, but I had those delivered by 12 o'clock when she made the post at 8 o'clock. And before the day was out, I had turned around and ordered 40 more boxes. And I have delivered over 110 boxes. And I put in another order yesterday, 2 big orders yesterday coming in. So in 3 weeks, I've made major money, retail money and through the company. And it's made a big difference. And it's excitement. I keep sharing everybody's testimonies and I sold 3 yesterday just out of the blue. I went and delivered them yesterday afternoon and told all 3 of them about how they could get their next box free. And 2 of them were there at the same time. They're like, we got this, we can do this. And so they were excited about it too. So I just do my checkups with them about a week later. And then I did second checkups with them again last week. So everybody's
Susan,
excited about it. And
Your average profit per box is around 50.
$45 a box.
$45. So 3 boxes, what is that? 120, $135 in an hour, picked it up for the
Right.
day. I mean,
Right.
go multiply. Even if you find a job, part-time job paying you $20 an hour, that's 7 hours you got to go trade. So she made the same thing in 1 hour delivering drops. She would have made in 7 hours trading. Plus she would, all the taxes would have got taken out there without any write-offs.
Right. I had to drive 5 minutes to deliver them. So
And Susan runs the post office there in Andalusia, Alabama. I mean, she didn't grow up to do this. I mean, this is all, like she said, she was here at least a year, kind of limping along until she implemented this system. She's probably made more in the last 3 weeks than she made the whole year leading up. Would that be a fairly
That's right.
accurate statement?
that's right.
So
Okay, I don't want to go over on the 4th, but any of you other moderators that want to clear anything up or ask anything, go ahead and we'll try to end this in the next 5 minutes.
I want to say something. As I listen to David, first of all, David, thank you for your time and all the ladies that joined you. Susan, it's as everybody sits on this call, Todd, I watch it over and over and over. People will sit on and listen and they miss the big picture. David and his team are making more money than they've ever made in the company. They've been here for several years. They pivoted and they're converting customers to brand partners. So they're beginning with the end in mind of what they wanted. They're just, like Todd said to begin with, they're doing it different than they did, but they're creating way more results. And Todd, the reason I say that is I got a text from someone just a minute ago that said, I'm just not having the success they're having. And I said, that's because you're leading with the opportunity like you did 10 years ago.
Opportunity. Listen, you don't have to do Slenderiiz, but this is a fact, what I'm about to tell you. David said it best because I always use the My Pillow guy too. It's My Pillow. That's the name of the company. My Pillow. We order pillows from him. He's added some other things in. You can get sheets and stuff now, but the message is My Pillow. So you have to have a centralized, singular message that never varies. If that's renew, then you're renew 24/7, but you're not renew and Slenderiiz on social media. You're not. If you, even some of the girls who've done really well, I watch that because everybody goes through the same thing. Remember, the girls have no experience with us. So they're just now learning about all the other products once they get in as a brand partner. Well, like the rest of us that have this problem with loving 60 of the 85 products we offer, we don't know which one to talk about. And we don't know when to keep our mouth shut because we know we can solve anybody's riddle, generally speaking, with one of our products that when they give us that riddle that's going on. But since they didn't know, they were the only ones that could teach us this because the rest of us had too much info. And I know this from network marketing. It's never more. It's always less. Why do I have to peel back to get to where I need to duplicate? And I'd been doing that with this company for years, peel back. I down to 3 products, but what exploded it? 1 product. One, and it's, listen, the rule's the same. Go look at our industry. All the billion-dollar companies in 36 to 48 months, all were single product companies, but they never go long-term because there's no diversity on the backside. So you got to have a lot of products, but if you want to build a big business, you got to become singular in your promoting.
Yeah. And I'll be quiet after this, but with what David shared today, if I could recommend one thing, I'm doing it myself, is flush and just plug in and don't reinvent the wheel. Myself, last night, I ordered, for me, 20 drops.
Oh, no
20
confidence,
boxes
Brent.
of
No
drops.
confidence.
Yeah. And I'm doing exactly to a T. And I never did it this way. So it's a reprogramming. And so for you that's been in here and been in network marketing for a hot minute, just take this and go, man, I'm at the right place at the right time with a lot of people around me that's figured this thing out. And I can jump on and make a ton of money with this. Do it. So, all right, I'm out.
Can I say
Great
one more
job,
thing,
man.
Todd, before we close? Just so y'all know, I'm very analytical. I look at numbers. And our conversion rate, once someone asks us for information, our conversion rate is between 80 and 90% of that person become a customer. And so far, our conversion rate of a customer to a brand partner is close to 100%.
But David, I saw the same thing with these girls. We by no means do we get to all the customers, but the customers that started coming early on with Robin Perrone and Ashley Antley, the few of them that began to actually get those customers set up for Ashley Rowland and Kim Gray to do a 2-on-1 presentation to, it was like 100% conversion. It was happening every time. And that's like all those little things is what kept making me, because it was very seldom that somebody that signs up here with no experience is going to teach somebody who's been doing what they're signed up to do for 20 years, something that's this grand. But I'm telling you, I'm forever, ever, ever indebted to this group of women, because they found the singular thing I'd been searching in this company for a really long time: how to get your money back, how to market, how to sell on. Because I've spent $10,000 on social media trainings. There are some incredible people on this call that have helped train me individually. They actually make fun of me. I watch what they do, but again, they never got it down to a single product that truly cash flowed. And it went all bulk buying where you can place orders. Like it's all a system. Like you can't leave something out because you don't want to do it that particular way and have the same exact results that's going on right now with, people making $50,000 here in 90 days with no experience.
Todd, quick note there. We were talking about Susan started out as just a customer. I often forget, Kim Gray started out as just a customer.
You sure did.
She just wanted to use the drops, didn't want anything to do with the business. Then as she started losing weight, people said, how are you doing this? She can tell you her story. Now she's number 12 power ranker this week in all of North America, on the way to catching Brent Palmer as number 1 in Alabama.
Yeah. So Ken, even bigger than that is the only girl that we know the name of, Sonia Barber. She's the only one that signed up the way I taught Robin to do the business. I taught Robin to do a living room party. So Sonia was invited to her first living room party, and we signed her up as an ultimate, her and her husband, and they've done extremely well. And those living room parties are still just as important. That's what we try to get everybody to do. But Ashley Antley, Stephanie, Misty, all these other girls bought a box of drops from Robin Perrone on social media, and were then converted via a 2-on-1 Zoom with Ashley Rowland and Ashley Antley to a $29.95 4-pack. That's where all their journey started. So the rest of them were never invited to a meeting and shown a business on the front end. And now they're the superstars of business. So understand that it's hard. Listen, there's nobody deprogramming harder than I am. It goes against what, like you've got to show me the money to teach me this. Because if you're trying to teach me this without showing me the money, I am not listening to you. But the money talks.
I want to say the number one golden nugget there, well, maybe not number one, there's so many of them, but that David said is he posted 2 times a day, not caring how many people reached out. He just kept doing it until he caught the algorithm wave. You cannot care what people think. You just have to post.
Hey, who's got a MyPillow in their house? The dude took like 5 years to get me, but he breaks us all down over time. So don't put a timeline. And I mean, there were sometimes within 1 hour, I watched this deadgum commercial 5 times. I'm like, what am I doing? It's not why I'm watching this channel. I'm tired of hearing this guy, but he breaks us all down. So that's the personality you've got to have with this to really make it fly. So Chris, we'll turn it to you. You are the true host, and
I'm
started this
I
years
want
ago.
to say one thing I'm gonna add to this. Coach Palmer was talking about how he's going to change, and I'm bad at multitasking about anybody else. I always have my phone going, and I pulled up. He just posted while this was going on one of David's posts. David, he's like, I'm getting my drops so
did I.
Right down.
Hey, I made a living in this industry stealing. Okay, stealing.
Hey, let me tell you, David's best conversion post is that 4 boxes of drops for 3 X's. They wear that thing out.
That's the thing. I mean, we all learn. And, it's just the fact of life. Y'all talked about football, but the fact of the matter is that I'm convinced that, that it does have a reflection. People making changes. Football doesn't look the same as it did when I started watching as a kid. I was never good like you guys and coached, but it looks different and people adjust. And if you don't adjust, and I think we talked about this, 2 years ago when Europe was blowing up, what are they doing? We tried to figure it out. And funny part is that we never did figure it out. Somebody that joined your team figured it out. It was watching what somebody else did. And I want to reiterate, people are saying, well, it's a new idea. I'm like, no, it's really not a new idea. They've been doing this for a while. Todd would not have brought this out unless he kept saying, I want to make sure this works, because he was
There's stupid money flowing is the reason Todd Rowland talks about it, because I get 10,000 ideals a day brought to me. The ideals do not matter in network marketing because there's a lot of good ones. I've had them that didn't work. I mean, we've all had them. This is money flowing if it makes a Saturday morning Zoom.
Todd, what's also exciting for me, Todd, is we got this information and got this flowing. Now the company's giving us better and better marketing materials, better unboxing experience. So your customers get better than they've ever gotten as we're moving this in. So that's creating total momentum throughout the country.
Well, let's go celebrate the 4th and have a blessed week with everybody's family.
Everybody enjoy your week, and we'll see you back next Saturday. Exciting times. Be a part of it.
We pray protection in Jesus' name over everybody's safety, because I know there's a lot